Hey, welcome to our Friday live broadcast. Let me scoot over and get Michael in here. Our phone is all washed out for some reason on YouTube. We'll see if that ends up fixing itself. Does it look really washed out? Are we okay? It's one of those Fridays, y'all. We had a hard time getting up on the internet, and now it looks like the lighting's all off. We got phones ringing in the background.
Hanging off of this screen here.
Michael's hanging off. I'll scoot over a little bit more. Okay, here we go. So, welcome. We have decided to rebroadcast our video from Wednesday because sometimes when I get done doing these live broadcasts, remember I'm oftentimes kind of just thinking off the top of my head and going with the flow, and I go back and I rewatch it, or I just feel like maybe my words didn't come out correctly, or what I was saying may be confusing because I didn't say it in the right order. And that's how I felt about Wednesday's broadcast, and I feel like it's a really important broadcast. So I decided to take Wednesday's broadcast down and redo it today. So that's what you're joining today. If you joined us on Wednesday, I hope that you'll stick with us today, because I think the information is going to be presented in a lot clearer format, and I want to make sure that you guys are always leaving this community with the information to empower you to go out and figure some things out for yourself. So the topic today is going to be fasting and protein and nutrition deficiencies or nutrient deficiencies. And should we fear that when we're practicing intermittent fasting, or are there some ways or some things that we can do to make sure that we stay efficient and don't become deficient? So if you're joining us live, welcome. I apologize for the rough start to this broadcast today, but my name is Diane. This is my husband, Michael. We talk in this community on Fridays as a couple, where we share what it is we're doing in our intermittent fasting lifestyle as a family, and how some of this does really pertain to men as well. So today's conversation will be suitable for women who are fasting and men who are fasting as well. And we're going to talk a little bit about some of Michael's personal experiences with some of the deficiencies that he has had, and some of the things that we've done to help correct that. So again, welcome. If you're jumping on YouTube, please take a second to hit that subscribe button. That way you will know when we go live. And if you're jumping on Facebook with us, please make sure that you hit that like button. And both platforms have an area where you can be set up for notifications as well. So please make sure you take a second and figure that out, whatever platform you're on, so you'll know that we are live. And then I always ask that you please leave a comment in the comment section when you're here with us, whether live or on the rebroadcast, so that I know you're there and we can have a two-way conversation around this topic. If you're one of those people that's annoyed with these long intros, always feel free also, if you're doing the rebroadcast, to just fast forward a few minutes so you can bypass this and just get right to the content. I appreciate that as well. Okay, so deficiencies, protein and or nutrient. And it's a big fear that a lot of people have when they're first starting out with something like intermittent fasting, because of the fact that we do take a large portion of our day and we're not putting any new nutrients or new proteins, we'll just kind of bunch it up and say nutrition, into our body. And that becomes a big fear that a lot of people have, thinking, oh my gosh, if there's a 24-hour window in a day and I am taking 16 to 20 of those hours and I'm not putting anything in my body, won't I become deficient? The beautiful thing about fasting, and if you follow my course or if you've been in one of my courses, when you clean fast and you fast properly, your body knows how and has the ability to go into your system and pull from trapped nutrients and or protein and utilize it to sustain your body. So as long as what you're doing in your feasting window supports nutrient efficiency or supports protein efficiency, then you should be fine. Knowing also that we do not have to, what I call, over protein our bodies the way we thought we were supposed to do that. So we've been kind of, again, fed a little bit of misinformation with the thought that we have to have X amount of grams of protein per pound of body weight or kilogram of body weight. And what we're finding now that really is over consuming protein. Again, which is why we're here, which is why we're looking for something that's going to fix us, why we're looking for something that's going to make us look and feel better, because what we have been doing in the past that we thought was what we were supposed to be doing is really making us sick. And a lot of that is because we're over consuming too many things, one of those being protein. So how do we know if we're overdoing it, and what should we be getting? Before I go into that, I do want to break down what it is that we are looking for as far as nutrition. So with this community, and especially if you are of the old mindset of dieting and calorie counting and managing macros, this might also seem like a little bit of an unsettling discussion to have, but trust me, it works once you really understand what your personal body needs as an individual and how you won't have to track that anymore. But what is it that a lot of people are tracking? So we know in the ketogenic type of lifestyle, which a lot of people do really well on, one of the big things that you really need to be good at is managing your macros. So your macros would be your protein, your carbohydrates, and your fats, with most of your nutrition coming from the fats, then proteins, and very, very minimal carbohydrates. So those are your macro components of your nutrition that you really want to focus on if you're going to go with a strict ketogenic diet. In this community here, we do really emphasize or try to teach having a keto-like diet, or a keto-like lifestyle is actually the word that I prefer to use. And that's where you're not having to manage your macros. You just stay very conscious in your feasting window. So you're in the moment when you're feasting, with the mindset or the goal of having your macronutrients broken down into higher fats, naturally occurring whole food if possible, minimal to low protein. So we're not going to seek out excess protein or manage protein on a calculator. We're just going to let it fall. And our carbohydrates are conscious, meaning we're staying away from a lot of the marketed carbohydrate type of foods or things in packages or things with the shelf life. We want to get our carbohydrates from whole plant-based type of sources if possible. So here in this keto-like community, we really do try to teach, and this is what I try to teach in my course, is to just let all of the numbers and calculations go and be smart about what it is that you're going to put in your body: high fat, moderate to low protein, conscious carbohydrates. So the other components of nutrition that we really need to be aware of and mindful of are our micronutrients. And so our micronutrients are broken down into basically two categories: minerals and vitamins. So minerals are the things that we talk about a lot when we talk about drinking mineralized water. So we have 16 essential minerals, and our mineral water that we really try to seek out has around 3 or 4 of those minerals in it. So we're looking for magnesium, which most of us are deficient in. We're looking for calcium, potassium, and sodium. And again, depending on what kind of mineralized water you purchase, those things will vary. Those micronutrients or minerals will vary within your water. So there's 16 essential. This is already knocking out 4. If you're consuming enough mineralized water, you shouldn't have any problems staying efficient in those areas. Within those 16 essential minerals, we also need to consider iron, and there's 2 types of iron. There's plant-derived iron and there's animal-derived iron. You want to make sure that you're eating iron-rich foods, right? So we want to make sure, we can think back to the Popeye days, right? Where Popeye ate spinach and he got his iron and super strong and healthy. And so we want to think about those kind of things, like what kind of foods are going to be high in iron, and then you want to make sure that you are getting enough of those in your feasting window. And then the second group of micronutrients are our vitamins. Those are usually like the letter type of vitamins that we see thrown around a lot. Within our vitamin makeup, we have 13 essential vitamins. 8 of those are vitamin Bs. And so I call vitamin Bs like my happy vitamins. I talk about that a lot in my course as well, where I say if you're having like an off day or you're feeling a little bit moody, just pop, some B complex, or you're feeling stressed out or anxious, pop a couple B complex, vitamins for a couple of days until your body kind of settles out, and see if you can kind of get your mood back, sort of thing. So within our 13 essential vitamins, 8 of those are the vitamin B complex makeup. We have fat soluble and we also have water soluble vitamins. So the 2 water soluble vitamins are those Bs, so you flush them out. And then vitamin C is also another one of those water soluble vitamins. So you really can't overtake those two. If your body has enough, so you're essential in those, it'll just secrete them through your urine. Not a big deal. The other vitamins are what we call fat-soluble vitamins, and those are the ones that you have to be a little bit careful of, making sure that you're not overtaking them because they can become toxic in your system. So that's sort of the nutrient breakdown. The three, I'll say this really quickly because we had a couple comments about it last time I did this, was the 3 vitamins that you cannot get in plant form. So if you're a vegan or you're going like a whole plant-based diet kind of thing, the 3 things you want to be very aware of are vitamin B12, D3, and K2 are not found in a plant-based type of diet. So those are the 3 vitamins that you'll want to make sure that you kind of supplement in. And this is the time when I want to start talking about what you do if the lifestyle that you've created that you're very happy with and it's making you looking for your best and you're definitely feeling authentic in the way you're going about your day could create a deficiency. What do you do? Well, the best advice I can give is for a vegan, let's say. So if a vegan finds that they're maybe deficient in something that can only be found in an animal type product or animal type of nutrition, what you want to do is seek out ways to supplement in that type of macronutrient or mineral or vitamin or whatever it is that you're looking for. Find outside sources of supplementation. And this is that area, again, where we want to make sure that we're being very aware of what we're putting in our body, because there are good supplements and there are not so good supplements. And so just like anything else that you're going to put in your body that you're going to feast on, remember, feasting is anything that your body is going to absorb and break down. So when we're going to feast on supplementation, the one thing that you want to make sure that you're doing is paying attention to those ingredients labels. So making sure that you're staying away from all of the things that you don't want to put inside your body. So a lot of fillers, soy would be one, gluten is another one, corn is another one. You want to make sure that you are not putting those in your body when you're doing such a great job of cutting those out of your actual plated feast. So just like we are very careful about the things that are in our environment as far as air fresheners and candles and all of those kind of things, we can actually have an incident where we get very intolerant and get those reactions and those signs and signals that are being sent to us, and we're going to rack our brain going, where did I get glutenized? And it could very, very easily be the supplements that you're adding into your daily routine. The same thing with soy and the same thing with corn. So make sure you're really diligent about reading those supplement labels as well. And in my opinion, there's absolutely nothing wrong with supplementing if the lifestyle that you're choosing through food is one that's making you happy. No one should ever judge you on that. No one should ever criticize you on that. You have to find you, and you have to find the routine that works for you. And if what you're doing fits into your lifestyle and you're healthy and you're happy, then you continue to do what you're doing. If you find some areas where you might be deficient, and we'll talk about that in just a second with Michael, then supplement in or increase whatever it is you're doing in your feasting window, as long as it coincides with the way you've created your lifestyle. Just add some more of those things in. Remember, there's also environmental factors that can make us deficient in some of these minerals and vitamins as well. So you want to make sure that you're aware of those things too. So caffeine alone could make you deficient in certain vitamin Bs. So know that that could happen as well. And if you're having a problem absorbing vitamin B into your system, maybe consider what your coffee habit is or something, and maybe you can decrease the coffee and allow your body to be more able to absorb some of those vitamins or minerals that you become deficient in. And then there are those vitamins and minerals that work better together when they're taken together as a combo unit, and that also should be something that you're researching to make sure that you're taking, X vitamin with this vitamin together will make them more absorbable in your body as well. So this is the stuff we're going to talk a lot about in our segment of nutrition in our advanced course. I don't want to go too deeply into it here because you guys don't want to sit here for that long, but know those things, and all of those things can have a factor. Very infrequently is it what you're doing in your fasting window that's making you deficient. more often than not, it's the choices you're making in your feasting window. So fasting will help you actually utilize the nutrients that you have available, and feasting will be the thing that will definitely cause you some problems. The same thing holds true with protein. You can get plenty of protein sources from plants. So if you're choosing to be a vegan, do not worry about being protein deficient. Just get your protein from a different source. Anything else that we need to cover on that, or do you think we're good?
It pretty much covers it.
Yeah. And so a lot of you have been commenting about, oh my gosh, are you not eating any meat? Where are you getting your protein from? I'm experimenting with some things, and I'm not worried about my protein intake at all. I have been drinking the same exact meal replacement shake for the past 8 years. I've never had problems with protein whatsoever. I don't have any problems with protein now. It's completely plant-based. I do add some collagen protein to that. So I'm probably averaging 50 or 60 grams of protein a day without consuming any meat. So know where your protein sources are coming from. There are plenty of 100% vegans out there that are very lean, very fit, very muscular. You would never guess they're not getting any animal protein. They're just eating a very healthy diet, and they're making sure that they have a big variety of foods in their nutritional routine, so that they're not going to become deficient in anything. So you can get plenty of protein from plant-based sources as well.
Yeah, and what I've found, especially being on top of getting the blood test done every year now for the past 2 or 3 years with my physical, is staying on top of the areas that I'm deficient, and that's iron and D3 for me. And you really need to stay on top of that. And just a little caveat to that, a lot of these healthcare companies and hospitals and doctors are no longer doing, like this year they didn't do my D3 test. And I asked her, I go, well, why am I not getting a D3 test this year if I'm deficient in it? Well, they're no longer paying for that, and that could end up, the insurance is no longer paying. Well, we're not sure if the insurance is going to pay for that. So there's certain things that are taken out. So when you ask for your blood panel, you have to ask exactly what it is you want. Make sure everything's included, because there's some things they won't include, and you'll be looking at your little scorecard going, hey, but what about this and what about that? I mean, especially things that you're trying to keep your eye on.
Right. So with that being said, like, go to your doctor before you go to your doctor, do some research. What is it that you're concerned about, or that you think you could be deficient in, that you think you could be deficient in, and then ask them specifically if there's a blood test for that, and then see if they'll run it for you. I mentioned in the last, mentioned on Wednesday, and I'll mention it here again. I have a company that I know of that does do blood testing. It's a doctor who does online orders for blood testing. So you can go through their list of blood tests and go, I wonder what my hormone levels are right now. And you can just order a hormone panel. Or if you just say, I think I might be deficient in magnesium, like they could run that test, or D3 or whatever it is. So you can go very finite in what it is that you want to test. And because he's a doctor, he can order those blood tests for you. And if you have any kind of like expense reimbursement for your health care, you can be reimbursed for those types of tests, and then they give you a readout of what your results were. So it's a really amazing, I think it's a really amazing new concept for people who maybe don't have health insurance, or your health insurance is really tight about what they're allowing you to do. Now, as a consumer, we have the power to really take back control of our own health by ordering what it is that we feel like we need to have for ourselves, and we can do it privately and then pay for it for ourselves. So
and it's also important to look into getting a food sensitivity test.
Yes.
I haven't had one yet. I want to get one because I know now I'll be 55 in a couple months. I know now that I am a little sensitive to gluten. And you kind of you hear about people with gluten issues and celiac, and I know I'm not celiac, and I know I don't have any gluten issues. I don't know about that anymore, because there's times now I can have some pizza and I can just start to feel bad.
Yo, go back to some videos Michael and I have done like 6 months ago. He goes, oh, I'm not giving up my pizza and my beer. And now he's like, oh, I don't think I want to have a beer and some pizza on a Friday night because I don't feel good. And so it happens to all of us. It's not just a woman sensitive type of thing. Like his gout is gone until he has some regular pizza and a beer, and then he wakes up and his feet are sore in the morning. So he's been able to make that connection too, which I think is amazing.
Yeah, so you just really have to stay in tune with it. And like I said, having a food sensitivity test could really dial you into those things that you're sensitive to that you might not even know about.
Right.
Or even realize. You could be waking up on Saturday mornings after a night out, and there could be certain triggers that are making you feel bad, and you're going to blame it on something else. You're going to say, well, it's probably because I had 2 glasses of wine. That might not even be it. It could be, but it could be something else. It could be something that you're eating, and you've kind of and like Diane said, you become hypersensitive to it once you become healed. Once you heal your body through intermittent fasting, you're a lot more sensitive to certain things. Like you'll feel it, right? Mm-hmm. Like you'll eat something that you're sensitive to, and you suddenly feel like an effect from that, and it's no joke. I mean, you can feel it hardcore. So it gets you more in tune. But if you're not there yet, you may not be in tune at all, and
right.
and you're feeling lousy. You don't even know why it is you're feeling lousy because you just have no idea.
Well, and it's funny, like it's not funny. I guess it's awesome. Actually, is what it is. The thought process that my own husband has gone through, and I know a lot of you ladies are trying to help your husbands go through this stuff too. In that, when Michael used to have sore feet in the morning, he thought it was his workout, or he thought it was his shoe. Like, oh, I must have worked out too hard yesterday. My feet are sore this morning. Exercise, good thing. Sore feet. In the pizza and the beer he had on Friday night, and then you wake up Saturday morning and you're like, my feet hurt. It must have been the pizza and the beer I had with the gluten in it, nothing to do with the exercise. So you pull back on the exercise thinking the exercise is causing pain in your feet, when the reality is it's the food that you're eating. This is why I always say, whatever is ailing you, it's what you're doing in your feasting window. And Michael was able to make that connection finally by trial and error, and putting himself in that position of going, wait, I didn't even work out. How can my feet hurt? But I did have a beer last night, or I did have some pizza last night, and my feet hurt. Okay, this is becoming a thing that happens every time I do that thing. What if I don't do it anymore? And so now he's able to work out. He's not taking his workouts out thinking that it's a foot problem. He's taking the pizza and the beer out. This has no value to his life whatsoever.
Still can have beer on occasion.
On occasion, but not combination.
But not like,
Yeah, and it's the combination thing too of pizza and a beer is an overconsumption of gluten in one setting, where he thought it was an overworkout kind of thing. And so that's where I think we really start to we have to pay attention to what we're doing and the signs and signals that our body is sending to us. And Michael was able to figure that out for himself after a couple of prods, like, well, have you ever considered that it might be? Have you ever considered that it might be? And he started considering it. And then when he did XYZ and felt this way, that was a connection. When he did XYZ and felt a different way, that was a connection he was able to make. And then he just did a process of elimination. And now he knows that if he does too much of one thing in a setting, he will wake up with sore feet. Has nothing to do with the good he was doing during his workout. So we have to really be careful about what the connections are that we're making. And I always suggest too, since we're talking about deficiencies and stuff here, is go get blood work if you have the opportunity to do it and the resources to do it before you start supplementing in. Because supplementing, if you're not deficient, is just a waste of money. Your body is really supposed to be able to keep everything at its efficiency levels. But life happens, stress happens, environmental factors happen, chemical, hormonal changes in our body happen. Those things can also cause us to become deficient, even if it's for a period of time. So get the test done if you can. Email me or leave me a comment in the comment section, both here and on YouTube, if you want the resource that I have available that you can go in and you can just kind of cherry pick some of the tests that you want to have. I mean, they're like $30 to get a vitamin D test or something. Like, then you have peace of mind. You know that this blood test can cost you less than what the supplement is to put in your body that you may not need. So get tested first if you have the resources to do that. And like I said, just message me any way you can. Message me. There's ways to message me all over the internet, and I'll get you the information that you need for that as well. And so what Michael did with his iron and his vitamin D is supplement. We supplemented, and we supplemented with a vitamin D in the very beginning that had soy in it, right? Because we didn't read the ingredients label close enough. It said no gluten in it, so we went with that. I never would have thought that there would have been soy in vitamin D, so we still get caught off guard every now and then. We took it back to the place that we bought it from, and we searched and searched and searched until we finally found one that has no soy. And now he's taking his supplementation with his feasting well, and he's doing fantastic. Right?
Yeah, and this intermittent fasting and the type of lifestyle we live with, living a keto-like lifestyle, yeah, I mean, it's incredible, and it's so amazing that I feel like we should be yelling from the rooftops. I mean, I really think it's that amazing, and it's incredible that as a country and as our whole medical industry, like, people are just not. I mean, like, the research is already there. Why are people not yelling from the rooftops about this? Because I mean, I have to take my hat off to Dy Ann. I mean, I get to be a fly on the wall and hear women's stories from the course, from the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Women course, and I've heard some incredible stories. I'm not talking like 3 weeks in. I'm talking like 2, 3, 4 days in. People are no longer having swelling in their joints. People are, I mean, like, and you feel like you really can't even tell people these things because no one's going to believe it. I mean, like, if I told you that I could take the swelling out of your joints in 2 days, you would say, that's a lie. There's no way that you could do that because it's not possible. My doctor's been trying to get my joint swelling to go down for the past 8 years. How are you going to do it in 2 days? So I have to tip my hat to her because what she's put together and helping people. I mean, it's helped me, and what it's helping other people with, it's like it's almost unbelievable. I mean, it's so, like I said, it's so unbelievable. Like, you wouldn't even want to tell people that, oh yeah, you could lose that in 2 days if you do. No, who believes that? Who does that? No one does that.
Yeah.
So it's I just tip my hat off because it's amazing, and I really think that this lifestyle is something that's long term. It's not a short term thing. And I know for me, I've had a certain pattern of how to do things, like with working out and having meals every 2 hours and trying to count. I've never been good at counting macros anyway. I hate that. I hate counting calories and all that stuff. So this lifestyle that I don't have to count calories and I don't have to count macros, and I can be the leanest. Almost at almost 55, 2 months away from 55, be the leanest I've been in a really long time. It's amazing.
And here's something cool for all of our people who are like, we say we do this before our grandkids we haven't met yet, right? Because we want to live this happy, healthy, energetic, mobile life when we retire. 55 in 2 months and retired in 2 months. And we have the whole world in front of us that we get to enjoy because we're not aging, right? We're not aging. We're successfully living our life. And to think about, to dream about heading into retirement and to dream about going into your 50s and 60s and having everything that you had in your 40s and everything you had in your 30s.
Or maybe better.
Well, I was going to say, or better, because now we have flexibility, we have time, we have resources, our kids are grown, so we have convenience to kind of come and go as we please. Like, we're living the dream in our mid-50s, and that's what we want for everyone in this community. live your dream, right? Live everything you dreamed about having as you were, sacrificing to work, or as you were sacrificing to raise a family, or as you were sacrificing whatever it was you were doing to get to this point. Get to this point and live the dream, and really do the things that will allow you the opportunity to age successfully. And now that's our goal here, is to really provide the resources to help you guys do that. So I hope we're doing that effectively and efficiently for you, because we want you to hang out with us. Like, who knows, maybe we'll have a little retirement cruise somewhere and we can all hang out together and hang out and do all the fun things. So let me see who's welcome, or who's here, and I'll welcome everyone. Dy Ann is here. Welcome, girlfriend. Let's see. Susan's here. Lori's here from Massachusetts. Tracy is here. Charlotte is here. Michelle is here. Courtney, Jody joined us. Deborah, hi, just jumped on. Can hear you, but picture is frozen. Yeah, we had a really weird internet connection here today. It's probably because it's cold again and the internet lines are probably all frozen here in Texas. But yeah, hopefully you can see well now. Lori, Cowboys, really, Michael, right after you.
Oh, don't even go there. Them boys didn't make it all the way, but they're still my boys, okay?
Yeah. We're Cowboy fans, diehards. We don't talk about any other teams poorly, so we'll always support whoever, but we are Cowboy fans for sure. Tammy, I am trying to get away from counting macros, but I find that it is easy to eat too much protein or do not track, or when I do not track or measure. Any advice? Tammy, I would say just keep practicing it and just it's more of a mindset thing. Just trust your body. For sure, and just don't, if you're tapped into your hunger hormones, listen to the signs and signals your hunger hormones are sending you, and you should be fine. Sheila, do you have a website for it? Sure. If you're asking about the blood testing, email me. Or just let me know that's what you want, and then I'll give you a link for sure for the blood work. Okay, yeah. So Sheila, we do. I can't give you guys links while I'm on here. So we'll either get it to you. I'll either post it after I'm done here, or you can email me and I'll give it to you as well. And you know what I'll do is I'll post it in some of our Facebook groups too. Diane, man, you're right on how food affects you. Yeah, for sure. Tracy, food affects my body pain too. Yeah, for sure. I get a lower back. I get a lot of lower back pain with gluten now too. And when I was running, I've been running forever since I was in high school, but I had a really difficult time running where I was always going to the chiropractor and always having to go get massages on my lower back. And I haven't had that done for like 3 years. And that's how long I've been fasting and really watching what I put in my body. I have no lower back pain anymore. So again, it wasn't the result of running. It was the result of poorly feeding my body and feeding my body with things that it couldn't handle. So it was probably part of the inflammation problem. So no more chiropractor visits. So saving money there, not having to go to the chiropractor, and realizing that the pain was caused from feasting and not exercising. So that's a thing to remember if you're getting pain and you're working out. Could it be something you're feasting on and maybe have nothing to do with your workout whatsoever? Tracy, food affects my body pain too. I think I already read that. Sheila, I was at doctor's with a neuropathy along with RA, but I did a good sensitivity test and now my symptoms are at a low. Oh, good for you. Alicia, what is in the beer and what is the beer, or was it the pizza? A little bit of both, because they both have gluten in them. And beer and pizza vary. Like there's some places we can eat pizza at, and
there's some places I can drink beer and I have no issues. And something, just a heads up, recently, I really like the IPA beers, and I can have one out of a bottle, no problem. I can have one on tap, no problem. Out of the can,
get sick.
And a lot of these companies are going to the can. I don't know if it's convenience or if it's, I don't know why they're going to cans. They look cute. I don't know what it is, but I can feel it. I can feel it almost instantly. I can feel it where I feel bad. It's like, at first I was thinking, well, it can't be, like, because they're putting liners in cans now, so you're not getting the effects of aluminum. But whatever they're lining the cans with,
it's nasty.
I don't know what it is, but it's not good.
That's why, we used to call it Gucci water. We haven't called it that in a while. that's because when I first started drinking this water out of a bottle, Michael was like, "Oh, you're drinking your Gucci water." Well, now homeboy drinks Gucci water too.
Every day.
So we don't call it Gucci water. Now we call it the essential water, right? Which is not as fun sounding as Gucci. But, you know, we drink it out of the bottle for a reason, because it's not making us sick. The tap water here in Texas is nasty. Why would we put that in our body, right? So is it expensive? Yes. But we don't waste money on other things. So I'm not wasting money at the chiropractor anymore because my back doesn't hurt. We're not wasting money on drinking excessively, not excessively, but like we don't drink alcohol the way we used to drink alcohol, you know? So like I say, like a case of water, a case of San Pellegrino at Costco right now is $12. How much do you rationalize a $12 bottle of wine? You probably don't.
Much.
You don't rationalize buying a $12 bottle of wine, but you'll rationalize a $12 case of water fortified with minerals. Like, just think about that. Buy one less bottle of wine and pick up a case of mineralized water, and you won't be deficient in a lot of things. And so it's a lot of our mindset and how we're rationalizing what it is we're spending our money on. And is it for the good and better of your life, or is it for a 30-minute, you know, fun session or a decompression time after a hard day in a bottle of wine? You can only make those decisions for yourself, but don't be too hard about making those good choices or what other people are doing for good choices, because the long-term effect is really what we're looking for here and not a short, quick fix, right? And wine is always a short, quick fix. And the good water will always be that thing that's going to carry you through.
And you know, I've had people look at me and say, "Oh, you're drinking that expensive water." It's like, what? You know, and you know, like the lifestyle that they live, and you just kind of go, well, I don't have a boat with fancy sonars and all that stuff. You know, we buy water. I mean, like, so
it's our thing. Yeah. So do your thing.
And also, I was going to say that in the United States, there's not very many states that you can pour tap water and drink it. I mean, think about that. There's not very many. I think New York is a place where you can, that's why their pizza's so good, is because they have good water straight out of the tap. Most states do not. Even coming out of your refrigerator with the filter on it, you're not filtering out all that stuff.
Not at all. So Lori, Diana, Michael, thank you so much for this topic. I was just wondering if I've been deficient in my protein because everything I'm saving. Yeah, probably not. But you know, the thing is having variety in your life, right? So we always make sure we have a variety of things. Now, yeah, it may look like we're eating the same salad 3 or 4 times a week, but we vary what we put in it. So the bases are usually the same, and then we add some variety into it. So make sure that you have a very colorful array of food that you feast on. Keep your varieties, you know, going, and make sure that you're eating things in season. And if you can afford it, get organic, just because it's probably going to have more minerals in it and vitamins. And then, you know, just take the test once a year and see how your body's doing. Tammy, following the keto-like eating, my blood pressure and blood sugar and weight went down. I felt great, but I lost a lot of hair. With deficiency did I have? What deficiency did I have? A lot of times when you lose hair, it's just a hormonal change. So remember, you know, if you've had kids, when you get pregnant, your hair is like amazing, right? It's pregnancy hair is gorgeous because of the hormones that you have. And then when you have the baby, and let's say you're breastfeeding, and then you stop breastfeeding, well, then your hair falls out. So that's a hormonal change. So when you're going through you're going from a hormonal imbalance to a hormonal balance, it's a hormonal change again. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, it's just a change. So your body's responding to that. And so you can have some hair loss there. What I did when I went through that phase, and it's just a phase, I just increased my biotin supplement, and I now shampoo my hair with a biotin and collagen shampoo, and I don't have any issues at all. So check and just add in, if your hair's falling out, just add in a biotin supplement. You should be okay. Just read the ingredients label on it. Alicia, yes, thank you for speaking on this topic. Yeah, you're super welcome. Let's see what else. Tina is here. I would like the information on the blood test. Okay, email me, Tina, for sure. Sheila, I have great results too. I want to shout it from the mountain to arthritis, inflammation way down, bloating gone, 20 pounds down. Yeah, Sheila, you're doing fantastic. Fantastic. So we'll give you a chance to shout it from the rooftops soon. Trust me. Meg did blood work for my 8-year-old daughter who was super tired and lethargic, and found out she was massively iron deficient. She supplements now and is a different child. It's amazing. Yeah, this guy was falling asleep all the time. So when he came back with a iron deficiency, I wasn't surprised at all. So good for you for getting your daughter tested for sure. And so there you go, 8 years old and iron deficient. Like, what could she possibly be doing wrong? Sometimes we just have bodies that are put together that don't absorb certain things. So your daughter just happens to not absorb iron well. So just supplement her and she will be fine for sure. So Meg, hats off to you, girlfriend, for paying attention and getting your daughter tested for sure. And that'll be something that she'll have to definitely pay attention to when she goes through puberty as well. So make sure you get her tested when she goes through puberty as well. And then Carla from Iowa, Lori, oh my God, oh, we already did that. Are we going through these again? Let's see.
I think you missed some.
Did I miss some? Maybe Lori.
I think you're at Ann. No, go up a little bit more.
This way?
No, the other way.
Other way. Let's see. No, we already did all those.
Amy Taylor.
We did all those. We did all those. Okay, let's see. Alicia, oh my goodness, thank you. I've had a relapse in pain, and major change has been going back to tap water instead of all the mineral waters and filtered I was drinking. Yeah, go invest in yourself. Think about bottled water as an investment in your health, right? And if you think about it that way, then it doesn't seem like a frivolous expense. Buy less things in a bag, buy less packaged things, and buy more water for sure. Allie from San Diego. Michael, you want to get that? We'll do YouTube. How do I work it out if I don't want to keep losing weight? Still want to IF since it makes me feel great. Doing 18 hours right now and 2 meals. Should I go do less fasting hours or some fasting hours maybe? Yeah. So Allie, what I would suggest for you is maybe vary your fasting hours. So have a couple days where you feast more and then have some long fasts for sure. And then what you want to do is just probably put more in your feast. So just eat some more things, maybe put some more fat in your diet, maybe put some more conscious carbs in your diet too, maybe some sweet potatoes and stuff like that, and then see how that helps you balance things out.
I think there's still some more on there we're not getting to.
Christina, I drink Pellegrino water every day. Good for you. I can't believe how much boxed food has soy. Oh yeah, because soy is a cheap preservative. So an binding agent. That's everything has soy these days. Lori, how bad is it to have a vodka seltzer in my feast? Should I wait for the 21 days to end? If you're currently one of my course members, I ask you to refrain from those things for the course, just so you can be more tuned into the signs and signals that your body is sending you. With that being said, you also have to live your life. So if you're out in an event, like someone's getting married and you want to have like a cocktail to celebrate, yeah, you definitely want to do that if you that's important to you. If it's Thursday night and you're watching, I don't know, what are
Friends?
Friends? Why Friends?
Replays.
Friends is so old.
That's your show. That's your, I don't know
If you're
why,
watching something on TV and you're just like, oh, it's my time to have a cocktail, then no, I would pass it up for now and just really tune into the signs and signals your body is sending you, and then, go back to what you do after that for sure. Alicia, no soy, no gluten, hard to choose what to eat. I still need to figure out those pain, inflammation triggers. So gluten and soy for sure would be your triggers. Okay, let me jump over here quickly to YouTube and see what we've got here. Lily, hello. Adrian, hello. Nancy, good to have you here. Lily, I have rocked my life in the best way ever. Absolutely, girlfriend. Part of the IF club. I love it. Darlene, always love listening. Thanks for jumping on. Karen, I think you can get K2 from NATO. I don't know what that is. Cynthia, I love this channel. Thank you so much, girlfriend. Terry, February class, can you recommend a brand of meal replacement shake? What ingredients combo should you look for? What should you avoid? Terry, please email me and I will get you what I have been using for 8 years, what my daughter drinks, what my son drinks, what my husband drinks. We've experimented with it. We've given it up for a period of time, and our body always feels the effects of that, and we always end up going back. So it's our tried and true for 8 years. So Terry, definitely email me on that one. Missy, good question. Do diet soft drinks spike insulin? Diet soft drinks are trash. Like, I don't even know how any other way to say it. And that comes from a Diet Coke addict. Like, seriously, I was a Diet Coke addict. I could drink one sip of a Diet Coke and I would feel it go through my bloodstream. Like it was like I would sit there and go, oh my gosh, Michael, this feels so amazing. I was an addict. And the best thing I ever did for myself was give that up. So if you have to figure out what it is that's drawing you to the Diet Coke. Is it the carbonation? Is it the taste? Is it the sugar? Whatever it is. And then you have to find a replacement for it. So that's why I love carbonated mineral.
There's no sugar.
Yeah. But the bigger picture, like forget the sugar. It's the other crap in Diet Coke that's going to kill you. So get off of that.
It gives you an insulin response.
Yes, but it gives, it does.
That's the bigger thing.
Yeah, they say that, diet things, fat-free and diet things make you more fat than full-blown things. So drink a regular Coke would be the better thing for you because the sugar substitutes that they have in there are just poison. And then the bigger thing you want to do is forget what it's doing to your insulin. What is it doing to the rest of your body? And you want to try to kick that habit as fast as you can and get yourself some sort of carbonated drink to fill that void for carbonation if that's your jam, which was my jam. And I think that's everyone. Okay, cool. So thanks so much, you two, for hanging out and being patient. Oh, there's another comment there, which will hopefully come in just a second. This is a really serious topic, the deficiency thing. Like I said, in our advanced course, we're going to go into it in a little bit more detail. We'll talk a little bit about more blood work and stuff like that. The biggest thing is make good choices, make common sense choices when you're in your feasting window. The feast is what is messing everybody up. And that's because there's so much misinformation out there, and there's still that camp of people that believe, oh, but I fast. I can eat whatever I want in my feasting window. And that is a bold-faced lie.
Only for 20-year-olds.
I guess 20-year-olds can, but the problem with 20-year-olds is they're going to be sitting here with us and when we're in our 70s or 80s, and they're going to be in their 50s, and they're going to go, I don't understand why I'm insulin resistant. I don't understand why I have an autoimmune disorder. I don't like us, right? Because we believed all that stuff too. There is food out there that's just going to make you sick, and that's just the honest truth. Does that mean you can't ever eat a cookie again? No, you just got to find a cookie with good ingredients in it. We made cookies, believe it or not, in our house this morning. All good ingredients. You can eat a chocolate bar. You just have to eat a chocolate bar with good ingredients in it, that the ingredients aren't going to make you sick. So that's really the key. And then you want to make sure you get your blood work done, make sure you're not deficient in something. Most importantly, so you're not wasting your money on supplements just because you think you might have a deficiency when you really don't. And then also you want to make sure that you're not over supplementing in areas, again, like if you're efficient in something, why would you take a supplement if your body's already able to manufacture those things on its own? From what it is you're doing with your feasting, or maybe what it is with your doing your fasting as well. Alicia, goodness, we already did that one. So if skin is sagging, is that due to not enough protein in my diet? No, it's due to not enough collagen. Again, as we age, collagen is just not being produced. And then also what happens when we lose inflammation, like if you think about a water balloon, when a water balloon is maxed out, that water balloon, the rubber on that water balloon is taut, right? Like it's tight. You can't pinch it, nothing. It's just solid. And then as you decrease the water in the water balloon, what happens to that exterior that was once filled up? It becomes saggy and loose, and you can pinch it and you can pull it and you can do all kinds of things. Sadly, we're water balloons. And when we lose that inflammation, that level of volume in our body has decreased. And so there is a little bit of emptiness. I'm not happy with saggy skin at 52 years old, the loss of collagen and the loss of inflammation. But I'll tell you what, I would so much rather have some saggy skin than an inflamed body that's going to end up getting sick. So there are some things that we have to just be okay with as well, and know that I will never have the skin that I had when I was in my 20s or my 30s. And I'm okay with that. I also won't have the skin that I had even 3 or 4 years ago, and I'm okay with that too, because the loss of inflammation that I have in my body means that I'm going to have skin that's going to just look a little bit more saggy than it did when it was poofed up like a water balloon. And so we have to just sometimes take the good even though it might have a result that might feel a little bit bad. So I'll take saggy skin over inflamed skin any day.
Yep.
And then, supplement with some collagen. And there's all kinds of great dermatological things you can do these days, if that's in your comfort level as well, to plump some things back up. And so, you have to find your happy and not worry about what anybody else thinks about what you're choosing to do with your body. So do some research. If it's something that's really bothering you, do some research and see if there's something that you might be able to do that could help you so you feel comfortable in your own skin. Because you know what? With this longevity that we're guaranteeing ourselves by aging successfully, we're going to be around a long time, right? And so we want to make sure that we're living comfortably and confidently in our own skin. And so there's a lot of things that we can do today to make sure that the outside looks as healthy and ageless as the inside. And so do your homework. And if you feel comfortable doing something, that's your business, and no one has a right to pass judgment on you or have even an opinion about it. You do what you got to do to make yourself look and feel the way you want to look, for sure. I feel like I don't have enough muscle tone anymore, just skin and bones. I don't know, maybe it's the way you're working out too. Are you actually strength training, or or are you maybe doing more cardio? And cardio you can do strength training in too. Like, are you walking up hills? Are you doing some interval type of training with hills? Those kind of things can add some good muscle definition in your lower body and your core. And then, are you doing some plank work? Are you doing some push-ups? Are you actually pushing some weights? That is what's going to really help you improve your muscle tone as well. And then fasting does help increase human growth hormone, and that is the thing that we need to have in our body to maintain our lean muscle mass. So clean fast and you will get that human growth hormone as well. We're going to talk about that specifically in our advanced course as well. What type of collagen protein is good to take? Okay, so I take a beef derived, so this is why I won't be vegan, because I do take a collagen that is a beef derived collagen. I take Vital Proteins and I put it in my break fast shake every day. That's part of the protein, that little extra protein that I get. And I don't have any problem with that because I'm comfortable with the company that manufactures it and I know it's good quality. So I take that. And then I make my own bone broth, and it's the best thing to break my fast. Yeah, so there's all those really amazing women out there that do things like that, make their own bone broth. I don't happen to be that person. So if I do bone broth, I just buy it. And then Terry, sugar substitutes are poison. Oh my. Oh yes, they are for sure. Now, things like stevia, things like monk fruit, and then there's another one that's new that's out there that are natural sugar substitutes. Those are fine, but any of the other ones that are processed, no bueno whatsoever, right?
Yep.
We covered a lot today.
Good.
So I hope this was a little bit more smooth in the presentation and informative for you guys. Don't stress about protein deficiencies or nutrient deficiencies. Fast correctly and feast well. And if you're fasting correctly and you're feasting well, your body should be fine. It's the times that we are using excuses and justifying things that really will end up getting us in trouble. And if you're feeling like your body's just not the way it's supposed to be, go get the blood test done. Your blood doesn't lie. If you're deficient in something, it will let you know. And if you're efficient and your body is doing well, it will also let you know that as well. So don't throw darts. Get the facts on paper. And like I said, email me or leave a comment about the fact that you need some information about getting some blood work done. I will definitely get you the information. And if you want to know the break fast shake that is nutrient dense, that we take every day, email me about that as well, and I will share some information with you on that. And then you guys, get some water. That's going to be good for you. It's a great investment in you. Water is the one thing that we can't live without. We can go 40 days without eating food and we will survive as long as we have the right minerals and good water. So invest in your survival kit. And for us, that's water.
Costco has $4.50 off a case of Pellegrino right now.
Yes.
You can buy 5 cases
at a time.
$4.50 off per case.
Yes. So go get yourself some Pellegrino at Costco for sure, and then search around for waters that are going to be good for you, or add mineral drops or whatever it is to the water you're drinking. Just remember that you still are drinking tap water, so you can also search the internet for your your area's water quality level too, and see if it passes, and if there's carcinogens in it, and all the things that are in it. So do your homework. Is the water that's coming out of your tap safe? Might be, or it might be something that you're comfortable with. Do the research on it though, so at least you know going in before you pour yourself a glass of water. All right, thanks for jumping on. That was a long one today. It's always long when Michael's here, which we absolutely love having him with us. So thanks, Michael, for jumping on today.
I enjoy being here. Glad I can be here on Fridays. Hope I can help out any way I can.
Yeah, give us some confidence for our gentleman for sure. So we'll see you guys on Monday, same time, same place. We'll have another great topic to talk about. Always feel free to pass along some information that maybe you want us to bring up in a conversation as well. We definitely don't mind taking some suggestions from you guys. You're our people. We love and appreciate you and want you guys to know that this wouldn't be possible without you. So thanks for jumping on with us today. Hope you guys have a great weekend.
Yeah, have a great weekend.
Yeah, stay warm and dry and all those things that are happening this time of year with us as well. I'll talk to you guys on Monday.